Hello, in this video we are coming to a very important step of creating your current workload, and this is the job list. So to explain why this is so important, I will use following overview, and with that overview I refer to a graph or slide that I showed to you within the introduction of this section. And remember, like, we have been creating our capacity in JustPlanet. That meant that you defined your resource groups and resources, and then you learned how to define recurring routings with job templates. And you also learned what you do if you have a very unique request where you cannot or should not use a job template, but make use of the case-by-case creation of the job. So now you have got the full knowledge, to create your workload. And this is done with the job list, because actually the job list is nothing else as a list that shows all the production orders or jobs that you want to bring in to the planning board and that you want to schedule. So the job list is your initial workload that you want to schedule in JustPlanet. And how you create this work list, I will switch to the Excel file again, and I will make use of my sample data, but that is pretty much appropriate to explain that to you. So what do you need to do? First of all, you need to list every job that you want to bring in JustPlanet here in column A. And here, choose a unique job name always. So this should be the identifier of the job within JustPlanet. So make use of a number that is very, very popular within your shop. So probably you have got your production order number or sales order number in your ERP, or whatever you might use before for scheduling will also include some kind of identification code. So make use of that within column A. So one job gets one line, and you will have as many lines as you have order backlog within your shop currently. Okay. And here, really, really important is the priority shall also be taken into consideration when creating this job list. That means the higher the priority, the higher you should list the jobs. So here in my case, job number 1 has the highest priority and job number 15 the lowest. So also consider this when creating that job list. A very, very common approach of defining the priority is following the due date. And you can also see here that pretty much those jobs that have a very close due date are more important than the ones that have more time from now. Okay, so then let us step by step or column by column see what you can insert as a job information. First, we have got the release date. The release date you can give or define, but you don't need to. But if you insert a date format here into JustPlanet, then this release date will mark the earliest possible starting date. So that means that the job cannot be scheduled before that date, and it could not be started before that date. So that could be due to material delivery. So in my case here, if I get a material delivery on the 2nd of February, I insert that as the release date. Then we are coming to the due date. Also, this is an option. You don't need to insert information in here, but you guys will have due dates in the end. So if the due date is known upfront before you schedule, then bring it in. But the due date in general shows or makes transparent that date that you promised your customer to ship the finished service or the finished good. So that is the due or delivery date. Then we have got a job status, and you can see here you can choose between 3 options. Released, so if it's released to the shop floor already, if this is ordered but not released yet, and if you have got quoted production orders or jobs that you nevertheless want to schedule, then give it the status quoted. But these status, whatever you choose in here, do not have any impact on the scheduling itself. So that is just meant for information. The job status has a meaning, but that is not considered during the upload or creation process. Then we are coming to the job quantity. So this is, the amount of units that are requested with the jobs. And as you guys are running a high mix, low volume shop, most likely this amount should be pretty small or normally is not very high. So then column F, you know already. So if this job is referring or is based on a product for which you have predefined a template, then you should refer to that template. If you leave it blank, then of course take care that you additionally define the needed routing structure within the tab tasks. So if that is, for example, you would do it like that, so that you also refer to a template and define also information in here, then the special information wins and the template is not taken. So because we assume once you define something here, then this is meant to be on purpose. So but normally you should not have the double information. So if you leave that blank, then define the routing here, or if you have the master data that you can refer to, then refer to the job template's name. So then we have got the column G, where we can insert the information for which customer you producing that job. And finally, we have got a column with the title additional text or job note. Here you can insert any information that is needed or that you want to have in your job that is shown in the tooltip or that's shown in the dialog. So here you can insert as many characters as you need, or you can leave it blank. Also, of course, that has no impact on scheduling. Okay, so but the overall task that you have to do at this point is listing every job that you want to bring into your JustPlanet account. So list it from top to down. Top is the job with the highest priority. Down at the bottom are those jobs that are not so important. And this is kind of a challenge. So really to make this list, and the initial list is pretty long, but once you have your initial workload in JustPlanet, then keeping that update is not as time consuming. But take some time to, pitch up this list with all the jobs that you want to schedule. But as you are hopefully mainly referring to predefined routings that you have uploaded before, it is not too much time needed to initially create that job list. So, and I want to upload this job list because once, let's assume that is your current workload, so actually pretty poor workload, but let's assume you don't have more for the time being. So then what you do is, currently this here, the job view is pretty blank, so there's no workload in there as you deleted all the jobs before. So what you have in there is a predefined routing, so that you can refer to that by the upload. So that is basically the option number 1 of the previous video. So then I go to upload, I upload my file, my job list, I just trigger the upload process, and then I directly create my workload. So the initial work list of these 15 jobs in here. Currently, obviously, I can see that I have got a handful of jobs that will run late, and how you can take some action on getting these jobs on time, and how the automatic scheduling in general works, that will be part of the next video section. And in that regard, I thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video.